the mother sparrow, and her borrowed nest. In the heart of Willowbrook Forest, where ancient oaks stretched their branches toward the sky like weathered hands, lived a small brown sparrow named Meera. She had spent weeks carefully weaving twigs and moss into a cozy nest, tucked safely in the crook of a maple tree. But on the very night her 3 precious eggs were due to hatch, a fierce spring storm tore through the forest with howling winds and driving rain. When dawn broke, Meera's heart shattered. Her nest lay scattered across the forest floor, nothing but soggy bits of grass and broken twigs. With her eggs growing cold in her feathers, she flew frantically through the trees, searching for any shelter where her babies could safely enter the world. Just as despair began to overwhelm her, she spotted something miraculous in the grand oak tree, an exquisite nest, perfectly round and expertly woven, sitting empty on a sturdy branch. Without hesitation, Meera settled into the abandoned nest. It was far more beautiful than anything she could have built, crafted with the finest twigs, lined with the softest moss, and decorated with delicate strips of birch bark. Within hours, her 3 chicks hatched, chirping contentedly in their magnificent new home. As days passed, Meera grew comfortable in the splendid nest. When neighboring birds flew by to admire the craftsmanship, she found herself puffing up with pride. "Oh, this old thing?" she would say with false modesty. "I suppose I do have quite a talent for nest building." Word of Meera's supposedly superior skills spread throughout the forest. Cardinals came to study her technique. Finches asked for building advice. Even the proud blue jays expressed admiration. With each compliment, Meera's story grew grander. "I've always been gifted with my wings," she boasted to a gathering of songbirds. "This nest took me only 3 days to complete. Most birds would need weeks for such intricate work." She gestured with her wing at the perfectly curved walls and the ingenious rain gutters that kept the interior dry. The other birds chirped in amazement. "Teach us your methods, Meera," they pleaded. "You must be the finest builder in all of Willowbrook Forest." Meera basked in their praise, never noticing the storm clouds gathering on the horizon or the small flock of robins flying steadily toward the oak tree. "Excuse me?" came a firm but polite voice from below. "I believe you're in our nest." Meera looked down to see a robin family mother, father, and 3 young adults perched on the branch beneath her. The father robin's chest was puffed with indignation, while the mother looked up with a mixture of confusion and hurt. "Your nest?" Meera stammered, her voice barely a whisper. "We built it last spring before our winter migration," the mother robin explained. "Every twig placed with care, every fiber of moss gathered from the stream bank. We were returning to raise our second brood when we found, well, you." The gathered birds fell silent. Meera felt the weight of their stares as the truth crashed down upon her like the storm that had destroyed her original home. Her chicks, sensing their mother's distress, huddled deeper into the nest that was never truly theirs. I lost my nest in the storm," Meera confessed, her voice cracking with shame. "My eggs were going to die, and I found this empty nest, and She couldn't finish. The lies she had told, the pride she had claimed, the credit she had stolen, it all felt crushing now. The forest birds began to murmur among themselves, their admiration turning to disappointment. Some flew away without a word, while others shook their heads sadly. But the mother robin surprised everyone. She flew up to the branch where Meera sat, trembling. "You're a mother too," she said gently. "I understand the desperation of protecting your young. We don't need the nest back immediately. Your chicks are still too small to move." "But where will you go?" Meera asked, tears glistening in her small black eyes. The father robin landed beside his mate. "We'll build a temporary nest nearby. And perhaps, if you're willing to be honest about your abilities, we could help you construct a proper home for your family." Over the following weeks, the robin family taught Meera the true art of nest building. She learned to select the strongest twigs, to weave them with patience rather than haste, and to line the nest with materials that would keep her chicks warm and dry. Her new nest, while smaller and simpler than the robin's masterpiece, was built with honesty, effort, and the help of friends. When curious birds came to visit, Meera no longer boasted of her skills. Instead, she spoke truthfully about her mistakes and gratefully about those who had helped her. To her surprise, the other birds respected her more for her honesty than they ever had for her false claims. As summer arrived and her chicks learned to fly, Meera often looked back at the beautiful robin nest where her family had found shelter. She had learned that while taking credit for others' work might bring temporary praise, honesty and humility build lasting trust, and friendship treasures far more valuable than the finest nest in the forest. Moral: taking credit for others' work may bring temporary praise, but honesty and humility build lasting trust and friendship.